Hello and welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. The ticker that we're talking about is Bttx, Therapeutics. And before I get into the detailed technical analysis on the stock, if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. I release video every day. The objective is to get you guys information early so you guys can, benefit if you're looking to invest money in different stocks, right? So let's talk about this company. What are their initiative, right? What their objective is. The objective is for them is they're saying they're creating a new treatment to reverse progression of disease, improve quality of life, and inform clinical decision. And we are building prescription digital therapeutics that delivers a new kind of behavioral therapy, creating a feedback mechanism using remotely monitored and patient. Basically what they're going to do is they're going to remotely monitor the patient and see how they're doing before prescribing a medicine to them, right? So basically what happens today is somebody sees the symptoms, they don't go to the doctor. By the time they get to the doctor, it's already progressed and you have a lot of medicine that needs to be taken. What they will eventually do is they sort of tap in early. So if there's something going on, they can essentially reduce the amount of medicine you will take. It's a great idea. I personally very much like this idea. The company's a startup company, it's a new company, but I generally like this idea, right? Let's talk about the company financials, right? Its market cap is about 40 million. As I said, it's a startup, not a big company right now. EPS is negative 2.7, which means they are not profitable at this moment. As I said, startup company. And right now when the market is down, startup companies don't usually do good. And you got to have faith in them. You got to have faith in the idea, and you can research on their CEOs, et cetera, and then, come up with a plan whether you want to invest or not. And this is, of course, not going to be financial advice, but I'm just going to speak for myself and the analysis that I'm putting into the stock and sort of sharing with you so you could sort of take the baton from here and lead forward, right? So 52-week range for the stock is 91 cents to $29. Again, when they launched, it was about $29. The stock fell shortly after that, liquidated. But again, we're going to talk about the institutional banks, what to think about the stock. And volume for the shares that are traded today is about 13 million. On an average, it's about 5 million. It's a good amount of volume shared for the stock. On a daily basis, 5 million is a good number. So you won't be stuck with the stock. If you buy the share, common stock, you'll be able to sell it quickly in the market. So it's about, so let's talk about the institutional ownership. They own about 12.79%. And of course, there's not going to be a lot of positions here because look, startup company, they get their foot in there, but they're not going to invest a lot of money in there because unless they generate some revenue, they show that, okay, they have the potential. And I'm thinking like most of them will jump on after they could prove themselves after the 10K that comes out next year that, okay, they have made some progress on the financials. Okay, so from the institutional analysts from these four firms think this is a strong buy. They think the average price average price of the stock should be around $15. But it hasn't reached that point yet. So as far as the resistance and support is concerned, the lowest it could get to is 92 cents. There's a little bit of a support right here at $1.97, but there's a resistance that's $2 and $2, even $2, let's say, 1 cent or so, you could, sort of maneuver that. But is it $2 is a resistance, right? If it crosses that $2, it could potentially go up to $2.18. It's a very slow moving, let me add another indicator here for how much the stock moves. It moves around in 20 cents, 28 cents, in a given period. So if I'm in a 4-hour period, let's say if I go to a 5-minute period, it moves about 8 cents, right? So it's a very slow moving momentum, right? So if you see a green candle, it's not going to jump to $2 right away. So, if you're investing, just bear that in mind, right? This ATR usually gives you that options to show you guys that how much a stock moves in a day, right? I've seen a lot of time people think that, okay, they're going to invest. They see a resistance, for example, at $2 and it's already at 187. Somebody would just go ahead and buy the stock without realizing how much the stock really moves in a given period, right? If it moves only 8 cents, it's still not gonna reach $2. So you got to be very important these indicators, right? I love to use ATR. I usually use, usually this is used for commodities and things like that, but it works perfectly on stocks as well. ATR is the ticker. ATR is the indicator. And when you add it on there, you can adjust the period, how many period you're looking. Let's say if I go to 14 period, which means the last 14 candles, what was the average price? You see how the price spiked today and it moved around 11 cents and here it moved around 20 cents. But on an average, it's like 4 cents, right? If on here, for example, it's moving like 4 cents in a given period, right? You could actually probably just see that like 135 and 134. So you could actually see the candle, or you can see the ATR. It sort of gives you that idea how much that moves. It's very important information to know. As far as the stock is still moving up, you see there's some rejection coming in. long spikes. Price opens from here, closes right here, went high as this much, but you have sellers coming in, pushing the price down a little bit. However, the EMA, which I have it on 13 period, it is still away from there, which means it is still in an upward momentum. But again, it's just not going to be any financial advice for you, but take a look at the stock, and you just got to know that, when it comes down and keep it on the watch list. When he start making moves again, you start watching these small stocks, the startup companies, you got to start watching them in early morning, right? Like, you got to see what the pre-market is for the stock. And when you see a trending, you just got to get in there, come in, get in, get out. And this is, again, if somebody holds it for long-term, as a long-term buy, please note that this is going to be a while for before you see any type of revenue on that. But definitely it's sort of a get in, get out situation. And hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, do consider subscribing. I release video every day, and the objective is to get you guys information early, or maybe something that already had happened, and maybe this is some time for you to add it to your watch list and maybe invest in it when it comes up again. So talk to you guys later.